We will discuss the magnetic vector potential in section 5.4. As we have already discussed the electrostatic situation or the electrostatic electric potential. So in magnetostatics, we will also discuss the potential. And that claim which we made in electrostatics, that why we are going when there is electric field, then why we are going to the scalar counterpart or the electric potential part. So the situation here in the magnetic case is different. It is not a scalar potential because there are some reasons it can't be a scalar potential. And also this is not the case like when we say electric potential is the potential energy or the work done on a unit charge. So here we can't say that thing in the case of magnetic vector potential. But yet this magnetic vector potential is not just a mathematical convenience, it is a physical field which we will discuss in this lecture. So starting from a little bit background of the electrostatics, is in electrostatics we were having the Faraday's law. In the Faraday's law was that del cross E is equal to 0. That is, the electric field is not curling, and the electric field lines are not curling, so they are going in one direction, then they are spreading, they are diverging, because the Gauss's law says that the divergence of electric field is equal to rho over epsilon naught. So this divergence of E is non-zero, while the curl of E is equal to 0. It means, or it compels us to think that electric field is the result of something which is going in a straight line. So we say that this implies that electric field is the result of gradient of something. Now, when we take gradient, we can't take gradient of a vector, but gradient of a scalar. So this is gradient of V being the electric potential, or the scalar counterpart of the electric field, and the minus sign is placed there due to the reference, because we are considering the work done by the field is positive. So what work we do on a charge to bring it or to move it into the field of another charge or field, that work will be negative. So minus is due to the reference. We say that electric field is the negative gradient of potential, electric potential. Now the same situation we are now seeing in magnetostatics. So when we come to magnetostatics, then in magnetostatics we know that the divergence of B is equal to 0. The magnetic monopole doesn't exist, so it is not diverging. It's in the form of a dipole, and dipole lines, whether it is electric field or it is the magnetic field, they are converging, they are tilting. So the divergence of B is 0, and we know that the curl of B from Ampere's law is equal to mu naught J. Now this says that curl of magnetic field is non-zero. What does it mean? That magnetic field is such that its lines are not diverging and they are curling basically. So it means it is compelling us that the magnetic field is the result of something which is curling itself. So I can write that B from here is the curl of a potential. So is here it was a gradient of a potential. So here is curl of something, and that something I call is potential. Now when I take curl of this, then here it cannot be a scalar, but it is to be a vector, and that's why we say magnetic vector potential. So this is the overall story that we are having from the set of Maxwell equations. Now let me go to the Ampere's law in terms of magnetic vector potential. So here, the Ampere's law is, I have written here, that del cross B is equal to mu naught J, and I know that B is del cross A, so this implies del cross, and for B I write del cross A, and this is an identity which I will write. I will expand this identity is del the gradient. This identity can be expanded, the gradient of divergence of A minus del square A is equal to mu naught J. And we know one thing, that what about del dot A? This we will explore even further, but what about if A is a vector and the A is curling like here, so whether it will have a divergence, and this we will discuss, that whether this divergence is to be zero or not. So we will discuss this thing in more detail. We will discuss the two things in comparison, and one is the gauge freedom and the other is the Coulomb gauge. So we will discuss those things here, leaving this equation at this point. If divergence of A is zero, then I can write that del square A is equal to minus mu naught G. And this is equation which is similar to the electrostatic Poisson's equation. Let me write it from here, that E is that one, so divergence of E is non-zero, and I can write that divergence of E, and for E I can write minus del V, and this is equal to minus del square and V, because divergence of gradient, and this is equal to rho over epsilon naught. So we got an analogous equation to this one, that del square V is equal to minus rho over epsilon naught. So look at these two equations, the similarity between the two. This is the Poisson's equation, electrostatic situation. And here, del square of the potential. So this side is okay. On this side, minus and minus. Now here mu naught, so the reciprocal we, in the case of electric case, we know that permittivity is reciprocal, and I have explained this thing why it's reciprocal, the polarization concept, and here the magnetization concept, directly proportional, direct proportionality. So here this is minus, and then the proportionality, this is 1 over epsilon naught, and then here is the charge density, because the electric case in charge being the source, the magnetic case in the electric current between be the source of this one. So here we have the analogous equation, the Poisson's equation of the magnetostatics. So they are similar. Now let's discuss the two aspects here. Like one we call is the gauge freedom. This is to discuss here, and the next one which we will discuss will be the Coulomb gauge. So starting from this one, so first we will discuss the electrostatic case. Now look here, when I write that the electric field is the negative gradient of potential, so E equals minus gradient of V. Now if I write that V is not exactly V, but this is V plus some constant with this, like the electric potential is an absolute thing, like it is something which can't be measured, because what we do measure, we measure the potential difference, and that I have explained in the earlier chapters. So if I raise this with C and I apply this del on this value, the del on this value, then it will become del V, but del C will come out to be equal to 0, because it's a constant, it's not varying. And this act basically is called a gauge freedom, that we are having a freedom to extend this potential to another value. Now consider this, the case of the magnetic vector potential, the gauge freedom. In this situation, we know that del cross B is equal to del cross A. And now what if I write this A, if I write is A, and I add something with this, I raise it up. Now how I can raise this thing up? Here a constant, and when derivative is applied on a constant, like gradient is applied on a constant, it gives 0. Now what should I write here so that when curl is applied on this one, it gives 0? And I know that if something is going straight, its curl will be 0. So if I write that there is an additional term which I write is gradient of lambda, then when curl is applied on this one, it will remain, while when curl is applied on the gradient, then it will give us 0. And this is something which we call is the gauge freedom, because del cross the gradient of lambda, this will always be equal to 0, and we will have our potential bake, we will have our magnetic field bake. So this implies that B can be written is del cross, it is not affecting the magnetic field, del cross and A plus gradient of lambda. So we can write this, we will again get this is del cross A, while the other term will go to 0, and we will get our magnetic field back here. So this is a gauge freedom which is working on this one. But there is something additional to this one, and that is we call is the Coulomb Coulomb gauge. The Coulomb gauge is not possible in the case of electrostatics. It is possible in the case of magnetostatic. Now, what is Coulomb gauge? So we discuss this here. Is in the gauge freedom, we said that we can modify A. Now, in a Coulomb gauge, we consider a simple case in which we modify this magnetic vector potential, and that simplest case in the coordinates, in the simplest coordinate system I can take is the A is modified in such a manner that the divergence of A is equal to 0. Means we modify A, and A is modified such that the divergence is equal to 0, and this is basically called as the Coulomb gauge.